So implementation is a word that I picked up very early in my career working with self-employed business owners and salespeople, and what I realised is that they went to lots of presentations and had lots of events that they went to and collected a lot of information, but what the challenge was most of that information never actually turned up back in their businesses to be worked or applied to their business. So what I do is I really make the people in the audience understand that implementation is a key concept from the presentation, making sure that they're working out through the presentation what are the key messages that we're going to get them to take back into their business and actually apply. Because what I'd like to see is that there is a real change in their business over a 2 to 3 month period with the content that we provide. But also there's a secondary part to that also, is I can see this is the best way that I can provide a return for the business owner or the person investing in having me at their event to make sure that they're seeing some practical change in their team and getting a better financial return for the investment in having me at their event. So there are two real key ways that we make sure that implementation is part of the presentation and also applied in the business. What I like to do is firstly get somebody from the business who becomes the champion of implementation, so they understand the content that we're going to be providing, they understand how it's being presented, and then constantly remind the team of how those key messages or key topics are going to be applied in their business. The second part is we do a check-in with the businesses on a regular basis. So once people start working with our company, one of the things I really pride ourselves on is that we keep in touch. So what I'm asking is, how is that content sitting maybe 1, 2 or 3 months after the event? But also, what are the things that we could do further to take that content to be making an even bigger impact than it is? So it's a really key area, and I totally understand that many people say, hey, what is the follow-up? Because I know, you pay a fee to have me in the room, but one of the things for me is to be able to support you on that ongoing journey of developing your business. The feedback that I get from my presentations is actually quite unique for what I would consider to be a normal speaker, and one of the key pieces of that is that what I try and do is make sure that the content is practically applicable to the audience's businesses straight after the event. Because I've been to so many conferences myself where I've taken notes and it gets caught up in paperwork back at the office and seems to disappear into a black hole. But what I really want to try and do is make sure that they've got some really clear, simple components that they're taking back into their business tomorrow and going to be very much about applying them to the business. And one of the things that many people say to me is that, Darren, we really see that our teams take that content, apply it, and are actually getting amazing results. Now, the reason why they get greater results is the content that I provide, I actually get from the industry, from businesses, and I see what works, what doesn't work, how people are developing their business. And what I really try and do is make sure that that practical content is what gets their team's results. So I realise that if you don't make a change in people's personal lives as well as their business life, many of these principles or concepts simply don't work. So I want people to understand actually that these concepts or these ideas that we want to apply to their businesses actually have a fundamental purpose in their day-to-day lives as well. Because if I can get them to understand the benefit and the success they can get from the outcomes of using these techniques or these ideas, then they're going to be in a position that'll drive them and want to implement them within their business. So I totally realise that we've got to work with people's not only their business life but also their wider scope of personal life to give them and understand the motivation that drives them to be in the office every day. I guess probably the big part for me in understanding what I do and how I can create change in people's businesses is I just want the audience to realise that I've got two approaches. One, I can come and talk about your problems in your business, or I can come and help you solve them. And I really focus on the second part of that. I see so many speakers will come into a room, they'll give a whole lot of content, shake hands, and you never hear from them again. But what I've realised as a keynoter and also as a trainer, one of the things you've got to be able to do is provide that ongoing reminder to help people actually realise that this takes some time to put in place. It takes time to get the messaging through, and that's what I really try and provide my clients, is to an understanding of that ongoing work to help you achieve the result that you want. So I know there's an investment in using me. I totally appreciate that, but then on the other side of the coin, I want to make sure they get an amazing return for that investment. I was very lucky to be recognised recently with the New Zealand Professional Speaker of the Year, and that's an award I've been very passionate about since entering into this career, because I see it as the absolute pinnacle of our industry and an opportunity to show someone who's done the hard work, has got a very professional approach to what they do, but also can generate the results. So to be recognised in this way for me was just an amazing reward for the work that I've put in, but also it's been a really great recognition of all those amazing customers that I've worked with over the last 5 years. I've got some amazing customers that have actually been on that whole 5-year journey with me, that have consistently used me in their businesses and been able to support me in this application to be the New Zealand Speaker of the Year. So I'm really, really chuffed with that, but I also understand the responsibility of helping them continue to build their business into the future. So one of the things that I see in the New Zealand environment at the moment is, and I've talked about this quite a lot recently, is that I feel that New Zealand is suffering from a bout of depression. That is right from, you know, the people that are leading our organisations right down to the people that are doing the tasks or working within the businesses. So for me right at the moment, helping people understand that this is a phase that we're going through. New Zealand has been in a tough time with COVID and all the challenges that go with that and being locked down, and businesses really fighting hard to get enough staff into their businesses to make them work. So one of the things I just want to encourage people to keep thinking about here is that it's our energy that changes this game now. We have to take some responsibility about bringing energy into our environments, bringing changes of space so that people can start to realise that yes, it is a period of time, but we have to be responsible of stepping out of it and supporting each other to step out of it as well. So many of my sessions right now is really focusing on how we're working with our consumer, how we're changing the way we provide information and advice. We're connecting with people more so that we have a much more honest and truer conversation with the people that we're working with. And I think right now that is absolutely crucial. I think New Zealand's got an opportunity here to step out of this COVID hangover, but we've got to be committed to doing that. You know, and that's the piece, right, is making sure that we drive this outcome, we drive this change, because if we don't change it, no one's going to do it for us. And I feel at the moment we've become very dependent on the environment or the institution to sort out our issues or problems. But I think we all need to start looking at our businesses, looking at our staffing requirements, be smarter to the way we do things, and actually start putting a real clear plan in place. I've been in so many businesses over the last sort of 3 to 4 months, and I say to them, what's your plan? What's your direction? What are you doing for spring? What's your campaigns and very few of them have actually got it organised. And I just go, that's a bit of apathy, but it's also that lack of energy and engagement with their marketplace. So I'm really coming into environments right now and pushing pretty hard about, let's get this machine moving and get it out of this depressed state and start us getting ready for a great 2023. This whole piece of just sitting back waiting for the world to come right, when actually we've got to go and make it right.
Well, New Zealand works.
Are you recording that? Because that was really good.
Do you want to say that?
Yeah, can we do?